What is good, guys? Welcome to Season 15 AOR Split 7 PS4 League here for round 1 in Albert Park. And you're going into this race, going into it, I was tipped as one of the favourites. I was one of the fastest in the time trials, and my pace was looking good for this track, so hopefully we can get off to a fantastic start. As you see, we're doing the setup right now, and we are out on the super soft tyres because I wanted to try a different strategy. I just wanted to see what everyone's pace was like. This is basically just a banker lap, it's a little scrub lap, so you're gonna see I'm not really pushing that hard, and making a little mistake in the turn 1 right there. So this is a lap that I'm not particularly fussed about. I just want to get a relatively slow kind of time on the board so I know I can improve. Just get a feel for the car, get a feel for the track, get a feel for the tyres and the setup. And honestly, going through now turn 6, and things were feeling pretty decent. I was liking the way the car was set up, I was liking the control, I was liking the braking. Make a little bit of a mistake for there, but it's all good. It's all good. Coming onto the back straight now, on the run down to the fast left, right of turns 11 and 12. Not really pushing it too much. Keeping it relatively calm. You don't want to crash up before you set a lap time. I mean, that would be the worst thing that could happen. Coming through turn 14 now, on the run down to turn 15, the penultimate corner. Trying to make sure we get a good run out now on turn 16, the final corner. Open DRS, up in the 6th gear. Now this is the lap where I'm actually going to try and push for something better. You can see a 1:24.6 up in the top right hand corner. It's not a relatively quick time, and we got the Toro Rosso of Hoink Doink getting out of the way because he knows I am on a second flyer. And we're making a little bit, we're making a couple of mistakes here and there, running a bit deep, getting up on the curb slightly, being a little bit tentative. And you can see we're still up on our time as we lock up and go deep into turn 6, which would have lost us a bit of time. And now into turn 9 and 10, you can see we have a much better run through there, climbing through the gears. We're coming up to a car up ahead, and as we go through the second split, we are 10th up. You can see we had a much better run through turns 11 and 12, and we are catching Olkey, who I don't know if he's on a flying lap or not, but pretty much, if he wasn't on a flying lap, he should have moved over to the right to get out of the way. But I knew my lap was over right there. There was no way. I mean, I could carry a lot more speed through those corners than Oakley could, and I was just being kind of held up to the point where I knew I wasn't going to improve by the amount I wanted. So we come out now on the dying embers of qualifying on a set of supers, no, not supers, ultras, set of ultras. Mike, you're colorblind. Yes, I know, mate, I know, I'm like a dog, but it's all good. We come out on a set of ultras as we let Morgan go through because he's on his flying lap right now. I haven't got a lot of time to get around this track, so I've actually got to push on my out lap, which is not ideal because I kind of want to just take things easy a bit, but not drop back too far where I got live when I was through. So as you can see now, going through, feeling the grip of these ultras, I'm loving it. I'm feeling like I can go ahead and set a 122 on these tyres. And pole position at the moment, right, is vintage on pole. We're 22.8 at this particular moment in time, but as you see, he pops up with a 22.4 as I lose the back end on the run out of turn 12, and that was basically it. There was no way of getting around. Gravel on the tyres, not what you want. I had to retire, which means that the disgusting banker lap of a 24.6 is my actual qualifying time. And I was tipped to be one of the favourites for pole position, you know. I mean, you got B Morgan and Vintage right there in the 22s. I could easily be in that mix with those two. I was feeling a little bit gutted. I mean, on the Supers, I could have been there with Reese in 5th, who's on a 22.8. You know, I mean, it is what it is, you know. Couldn't get a lap together. But hopefully now, going into the race, we can do something special. As you can see, we got a one stop, filling up quite a bit on fuel so I can burn some rich mix after I get a little bit comfortable. Usually takes me a couple of laps just to start getting into the swing of things. And here we go, getting ready to start the race, to start season 15 AOR in split 7 on the PS4. Here we go. 2, 5, red light, and you're gonna see right now I actually get a very good initial start compared to Hoink and Car, but I get bogged down behind Hoink, who bogs down himself. So we send it around the outside of him, and then we got two cars, you know, going slow, trying to avoid crashing into the back of Tex. Slight contact with Hoink, but apparently I got a collision warning with Hulky that I don't even know how that happened. But as you can see, both Hulky and Doink lock up, meaning that I had to slow down a bit too much, which allows Vel to get past me, and I'm back in last place now. I'm back in last place, but Vel goes wide. I'm straight through. Hulky crashing into the wall. I'm straight through by there. So we have just gone up now to P16. And we are, well, at the moment things are not looking good. You know, we're down towards the back of the field. We qualified in an awful position, but I was confident in my race pace that I should easily clear these guys and get into the points. So first couple of laps, I'm just thinking, right, I'm gonna have to keep myself composed. But as you see, a couple of cars going slowly because a car has crashed out, and that is King of Kings, who has retired. And you know, I thought about sending it around the outside of Hoink, but I thought better of it. And you know, we're going to stick behind him for the end of lap 1. I haven't lost any positions, but because of Sal coming into the pits, I have actually gained the position right now. So it's not bad, it's not great, but I knew as soon as I got comfortable, I would have the race pace and the speed to just, you know, go for it and get past these guys. So as you see, you know, I'm just not particularly pushing or looking for the move. I'm kind of sizing things up, taking my time with it. It's a long race. I'm on the soft tires. I'm going to lap 19, maybe lap 20 on these soft tires before I chuck on a set of ultras and blitz it for the final stint. But I'm confident in my race pace that I can get back into the top 10 and you are maybe even challenge for some very decent points in this race. So drop back a little bit off Doink, and you know, we're just taking things in, having a little look from a distance. You know, we're not pushing it too much. Close up slightly into turn 13 and 14. We're just, you know, taking it calm. We got a couple of cars going slow up ahead. You see, right, we got 4 cars right there. Now getting past those 4 cars means pretty much we're going to be in the points if we get past those 4 cars. Now that's exactly what I wanted to see. A couple of cars going slow, and I obviously think that I definitely do have the race pace to get past them. As you can see, through turns 1 and 2 on the lap 3, we have closed up the Doink once again. And you know, there's a couple of cars going slow. Shock's getting overtaken by the Ferrari. Oh, I can't quite see who that is, but Shocks holds up Doink a little bit, and we get a monstrous run out of turn 5. We're going side by side into turn 6. We send it down the inside. We get past him, open up the steering wheel for good measure, and we are up into 13th. And as you can see on the little mini map, and that, you can see that Shocks is actually starting to drop back from the Ferrari and the car ahead, which I believe is a Williams. I can't be too sure, but I do believe that Shocks is easy pickings by years. We get a great run through the left, right of turns 11 and 12, and we're going to close up into turn 13, get right on the back of his gearbox so we can get DRS, and here we go from turn 14, turn 15, closing up again, taking it nice and steady, and we're going to see what we can do. With DRS open, he gets on the grass slightly, Shocks, which is going to compromise his speed slightly, but I'm running some quite high wings around here. As I lock up into turn 1, compromises me through turn 2. There's no way I'm going to catch Shocks into turn 3. I'm just looking behind to see what Doink's doing. He's not got the speed to make a move. I go deep into turn 3, compromises me through turn 4. And Shocks goes a little bit wide on the exit of turn 4 as well, but we're going to close up now into turn 6 once again. And you know, we haven't even chucked it into rich mix yet. You know, we got plus 3 laps of fuel. We're keeping it in standard for the first couple of laps. Basically like lap 5 to lap 10, that's when I'm going to start pushing it on the fuel a little bit. You know, see what we can do, get into some clean air. But as you can see, Shocks is being left for dead for those guys ahead. So we got to get past him. We get a monstrous run out of turn 11 and 12. And we are side by side for turn 13. But as you see right now, a bit of contact made. We get on the grass and yeah, we bin it into the wall. Great. But I just want to show you guys a replay of this right now. So right there, we got the run on him. We're side by side. There is no way that I'm backing out of this move right now, because there's enough of me alongside him to legitimately go for that move. But if you look right here, I've got no room. I've got no room. He has legitimately taken, he's followed the racing line, but the racing line does not work if you got 2 cars side by side. You've got to leave the room for a car on the inside when he is that far alongside you. I mean, I'm sorry, but that is, just basic spatial awareness. So unfortunately, we are unable to pick up any points at a circuit that we were tipped to be, one of the fastest on. You can see Vintage able to take the race victory, as we got my fellow Welsh compatriot Reese in second in the Red Bull racing car, and we got Marcus in third. That is the podium. And this screenshot by here is courtesy of Car Cannon's stream, which unfortunately, I mean, I didn't stick around to watch the rest of the race. I was a little bit ticked off because of what exactly happened, because I felt I got held up by Oakley in qualifying and basically just getting boxed into turn 1, and just being stuck behind cars that were basically, they were slower than me, but you gotta legitimately get past them if you're a faster car. And I didn't want to make an insane dive bomb on anyone. I wanted to play it smart. I didn't want to lose a front wing. I wanted to race fairly. But I think anyone can see that unfortunately the incident with Shocks was basically no spatial awareness from him. No spatial awareness. And it's tough for me to say that because he is in the league. He does have some rights. It's going to be a racing incident. It's going to go down as, but for future reference, mate, just like what Alonso said the Rosberg a couple of years ago, you got to leave her the space. All the time, you got to leave her the space. That's what you got to do. especially when a car's that far alongside you. So yeah, first race, Australia didn't particularly go well for me, and unfortunately I end week 1 with no points, DNF at a track where on time trials I was one of the fastest, and race pace I could easily hit, well, I could definitely hit 26s on soft tyres, and as you can see, there's a lot of guys but they were on 26s and 27, so my pace on the softs would have been like them. But on ultras at the end of the race, you could have seen a low 25, maybe even a 24 for me, you know, on ultras at the end, which would have given me the fastest lap actually, because as you can see there's only 3 guys there with 25. Oh, actually no, there's 4. As you can see, like P13, he's chucked on the ultras at the end, you know, Mr. Bob down there, and he smashed it with a 25.2 for his best lap time. Ultras at the end, I could have easily set the time like that, maybe even going into the 24s as well. You know, I mean, confidence took a bit of a dent in this race, you know, kind of bottled qualifying a bit, and the race I just kind of got a little bit flustered by the contact between myself and Shocks, because as you can see, even though after the initial contact is made, that spins me onto the grass, but you can see that me going into the wall is legitimately my own fault, so I'm not blaming anyone for me going into the wall. But you know, Shocks, just for future reference, but if there's a car right alongside you like I was, you've got to legitimately leave him some space. I'm just saying it like it is, mate. But yep, that was race 1. No points, DNF, not happy. Looking to come back now for China, so here we go, lads. Game on now, game on. Congrats to Vintage on the win, and for anyone who enjoyed this video and enjoyed my commentary and of the highlights, you know, drop a like down. If you guys want to hit that subscribe button for more videos, you guys can do that. So hopefully we can come back next week for the Chinese Grand Prix, and maybe we can get some better luck, maybe do better in quali and push higher in the race. I've been Mike, you've been watching Ivor Reacts, and I shall catch you in the next video. Lego.